There are over 40,000 known varieties of rice on this planet. You've probably cooked maybe 3 of them. The difference between a perfect risotto and a soggy disaster? Wrong rice. The secret to restaurant-quality sushi at home? The rice, not the fish. We're going through every rice you need to know. What it is, where it comes from, how it tastes, and most importantly, what to actually cook with it. Let's go. Before we get into specific varieties, you need to understand 2 things: grain length and starch type. Grain length, long, medium, or short, affects texture after cooking. Long grain rice stays fluffy and separate. Short grain goes sticky and clumps together. The second factor is starch. Rice has 2 types: amylose and amylopectin. High amylose, dry, fluffy, separate grains. Think basmati. High amylopectin, sticky, clingy, chewy. Think sushi rice. Keep that in mind as we go through each variety. It explains everything. Let's start with the most consumed food on Earth. White rice is simply brown rice with the outer bran layer milled off. That process makes it cook faster, taste milder, and last longer on a shelf. The downside? You lose most of the fiber, vitamins, and minerals in that bran layer. But here's why Americans eat so much of it. It pairs with almost anything. It's neutral, it's a vehicle, and at around $1 a pound, it feeds the world. Best for everyday meals: stir fry, fried rice, rice bowls. Brown rice is white rice before it gets milled. That bran layer gives it a nutty flavor, a chewier texture, and significantly more nutrition. More fiber, more magnesium, more B vitamins. It takes about 45 minutes to cook versus 18 for white rice, which is why most Americans skip it. Pro tip: cook a big batch on Sunday, refrigerate it, and it actually fries better the next day than fresh white rice. Best for grain bowls, meal prep, health-conscious cooking. Basmati is the longest grain rice in the world. Originally from the foothills of the Himalayas, grown in India and Pakistan for thousands of years. When you cook it, those already long grains grow even longer, sometimes doubling in length. It has a distinctive floral, almost nutty aroma that comes from a compound called 2-acetyl-1-pyrroline, the same compound found in fresh bread. That's why basmati smells so good. True aged basmati, left to dry for a year or more, has an even deeper flavor. If you've had good biryani, good pilaf, or good Persian rice, that's basmati. Best for Indian and Middle Eastern dishes, biryani, pilaf, rice side dishes. Jasmine rice is Southeast Asia's answer to basmati. It's a long-grain rice from Thailand with a floral scent, similar to basmati, but softer and slightly stickier. Where basmati stays dry and fluffy, jasmine has a gentle cling to it. It also has a subtle sweetness that pairs beautifully with coconut milk. This is the rice you get at Thai restaurants, the one under your pad see ew or alongside your green curry. In America, jasmine rice has become the most popular premium rice, outselling basmati in many grocery stores. Best for Thai dishes, stir fries, coconut rice, everyday cooking when you want more flavor than white rice. Sushi rice isn't just rice. It's an experience. Japanese short grain rice, varieties like koshihikari or kalrose, is plump, round, and packed with amylopectin. That high starch content gives it the sticky, slightly springy texture that holds a sushi roll together. After cooking, it's seasoned with rice vinegar, sugar, and salt. That slightly tangy, glossy finish is what makes sushi rice taste different from plain rice. Without the right rice, your sushi falls apart. Literally. Best for sushi, onigiri, rice balls, poke bowls. Arborio is Italian, from the Po Valley in northern Italy. It's a short, fat, almost round grain, and it's the backbone of risotto. When you stir arborio as it cooks, it releases starch gradually into the liquid. That starch is what creates the famous creamy, velvety texture of risotto. No cream required. You cannot substitute arborio with regular rice. The texture will be completely wrong. Best for risotto, rice pudding, arancini, fried rice balls. Wild rice isn't actually rice. It's the seed of an aquatic grass native to North America, specifically the Great Lakes region. Native American tribes have harvested it for centuries. It's one of the few grains indigenous to North America. The flavor is intense, earthy, nutty, almost smoky. The texture is chewy and firm. It takes about 45 minutes to cook, and it stays firm, almost al dente, even fully cooked. You'll often find it mixed with regular rice in those grocery store blends. It adds color, texture, and nutrition. Wild rice has more protein than any other grain on this list, twice as much as white rice. Best for Thanksgiving stuffing, soups, salads, mixed grain bowls. Black rice was once called forbidden rice in ancient China. Not because it was dangerous, but because it was so rare and nutritious that it was reserved exclusively for the emperor. That deep black color comes from anthocyanins, the same antioxidants that make blueberries blue and red cabbage purple. When you cook it, it turns a stunning deep purple. The flavor is nutty, slightly earthy, with a hint of sweetness. Nutritionally, it outperforms white rice in almost every category. More antioxidants, more fiber, more protein. It's become popular in health food circles and trendy restaurants. You'll see it in grain bowls and coconut rice puddings. Best for grain bowls, coconut black rice pudding, impressive side dishes. Red rice gets its color from a reddish bran layer containing tannins and anthocyanins. The most famous variety is Camargue red rice from the south of France and Bhutanese red rice from the Himalayas. The flavor is nutty, slightly chewy, and more complex than brown rice. Like brown rice, the bran is intact, so it's nutritionally richer than white rice. It pairs especially well with roasted vegetables and game meats. Best for salads, hearty side dishes, grain bowls. Despite the name, sticky rice contains no gluten. The name refers to how glutinous, gluey, it becomes when cooked. It's almost entirely amylopectin, almost zero amylose, which is why it clumps into a dense, chewy, moldable mass. In Thailand, Laos, and northern Vietnam, this is the everyday staple rice, eaten by hand, not with chopsticks. In America, you encounter it in mango sticky rice at Thai restaurants, one of the most popular desserts in Southeast Asian cuisine. It must be soaked for hours before cooking, then traditionally steamed, not boiled. Best for Thai desserts, dim sum, Japanese mochi, Korean rice cakes. Parboiled rice is partially pre-cooked in the husk before milling. That process does something interesting. It forces nutrients from the bran into the grain itself. So parboiled white rice actually retains more nutrients than regular milled white rice. It also cooks up fluffier and more separate, each grain distinct, never clumping. Uncle Ben's original converted rice is parboiled. It's the rice you see in cafeteria lines and hotel buffets. It's hard to overcook. It stays firm. It reheats beautifully. Best for large batch cooking, meal prep, buffet-style serving. Here's your quick reference guide. Making biryani or pilaf? Basmati. Every time. Thai curry or stir-fry? Jasmine. Sushi or poke bowl? Japanese short grain. No substitutes. Risotto? Arborio. Period. Want the healthiest option? Black rice or wild rice. Feeding a crowd and need something foolproof? Parboiled. Everyday dinner? White rice or brown rice? Your call. Before we wrap up, here are 3 rice varieties most Americans have never heard of, but should know about. First, Carnaroli, often called the king of Italian rices, preferred over Arborio by most Italian chefs for risotto. Firmer, creamier, harder to overcook. Second, Koshi Hikari, the premium sushi rice from Japan. Short, plump, incredibly sticky and sweet. A single variety developed in 1956 that now dominates Japanese cuisine. Third, heirloom Carolina Gold, America's own forgotten rice. Once grown across South Carolina before the Civil War, it nearly went extinct, now being revived by specialty farms. Earthy, nutty, with a creamy texture somewhere between Arborio and Jasmine. If you ever see it at a farmer's market or specialty store, buy it. It's worth it. From the Emperor's Forbidden Black Rice to the sushi rice holding your California roll together, rice isn't just a side dish. It's been feeding civilizations for 10,000 years. And now you know every variety worth knowing. If this video helped you, subscribe. We break down a new food every week. And if you want to know what oil to cook that rice in, we already did that one. Link in the description. See you next time.